The success of our society proves that our system works, but maybe we forgot to teach our young folks that wealth is achieved by helping people to get what they want. So, if no one has yet taught you how the game is played in the big leagues, well, guess what? Now, it's your turn. Here's our rallying cry. There's a billionaire locked inside you. The key to freedom is information. The kind of information you find here on the Money Man Report. Now, here's today's host. Here's the Money Man. Here's Dan Frischberg.
The stock market is collapsing right now for what's going to turn out to be a very stupid reason. But that's not stopping the panic selling, and it's not stopping the media from dramatizing it because they believe the audience just loves COVID stories. After more than 60 years of investing, I can tell you, I believe, and I say I believe, but I really feel that I know with all my experience and all my heart that this panic is temporary, and these falling prices of great companies are going to make quite a few people rich. They're going to get rich by owning those companies with as much leverage as possible. Now, I have to tell you, most of the people who know how to take advantage of these opportunities and use leverage are already rich. In the next few podcasts, which you can subscribe to for free right now, or you can find them anytime on our YouTube channel, I'm going to show you exactly how they do it. And let me give you a hint. It is not by trading. And it's not by trying to guess what the herd's going to do next either. Now, how do I know a lot of investors are overreacting to this new, more contagious, but less powerful COVID strain? In other words, how do I know this panic is an overreaction? Not that I think it's great to get COVID, but I'm not a doctor or a social worker. My job is to help you make money by owning U.S. companies. And very little is changing about that right now, except they're much less expensive than they were before. As an investor, this COVID panic is a terrific opportunity to own companies that are probably going to make you more money as an owner than many of us make working in our own business. The companies bringing things to people around the world that they want and need, and that they will get with us or without us anyway, become more valuable 100% of the time as they make more money for their owners. This doesn't happen sometimes, it happens all the time. And there are plenty of companies like that. Probably the simplest one to talk about is Microsoft. You know about it, and you just aren't doing anything about it. But here's the story. 3/4 of the world doesn't even have electricity, but they're all determined to get it. They know about it. They're determined to have their kids go to college. And they'll use computers just as we do. And their kids are going to become doctors and lawyers and accountants and work in business just like our kids do. Now, 70% of the people who use computers subscribe to Microsoft, just as I do, and just as at least 70% of you watching this do. Whether they stay home or not, by the way, as millions more people sign up, of course, Microsoft makes more money. And sooner or later, every company that makes more money for its owners see its stock reflect that. The stocks go up every time. If it makes more money, it's worth more. And it's not just sometimes, it's all the time. Now, I don't know what any of the lemmings out there are going to do next week or even next month. And by lemmings, if you don't know me, I mean the herd who just follow each other. In the short run, they're just trying to guess what each other are going to do. They don't really know what they're investing in at all. They don't care to know. So they're going to follow whatever they think their herd is doing. But 100% of the time, when a company makes more money for its owners, it becomes more valuable. So, of course, the stock goes up eventually. Once you really get this, you stop trying to guess what the people around you are going to do, and you focus on how much money these companies make. And more important, if you know how to acquire them the right way. You and I both know Microsoft is going to reach more people, make more money, and its stock will go up over the years, just as it has always done. Not maybe, it's definitely going to happen that way. Now, in the next podcast video, I'm going to show you how Microsoft made a lot of us more than 40 times our money over a 3-year period just recently. In other words, it turned $10,000 into $400,000 for the people who owned it and who owned the rights to own more of it. In the next video, we'll cover that. But for now, let's talk about this COVID panic. The COVID impact is going to be increasingly small whether we have new variants or not, because this isn't the world of March 2020. First of all, thanks to the efforts of companies like Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and others, we've got effective vaccines. Now, maybe these vaccines won't be as effective against new strains, but that's going to be an incremental, solvable problem, not an overwhelming one. Number 2, therapeutic treatments like the ones from Pfizer and Regeneron not only reduce the risk of death, but they keep people out of the hospital most of the time. Number 3, much of the economic impact from COVID disruptions have already worked their way through the system. We all know small businesses that didn't make it, didn't survive the panic, and they had to close. And many of the people who worked in those businesses have found new jobs, doing something that's by definition better suited for the world we're in today because they work in a business that didn't close over COVID the first time. Finally, the public appetite for restrictions has faded considerably. So it seems very unlikely that even if we have a new strain and it spreads rapidly, that the reaction by government and society would be as strong the next time as it may have been in the past. So now it's time to do what rich people around the world are doing. Stop panicking and use these falling prices to get great deals on companies that can make you rich. Now do yourself a favor and catch my free workshop at this site. Here's the link and the QR code.
This has been Now It's Your Turn with the Money Man Dan Frischberg. If today's program piqued your interest, there's a video link and QR code on this page for a free workshop that'll teach you a lot more. Or you can find it on Dan's website. Just look for themoneyman.com/golden rule investing. That's themoneyman.com/golden rule investing. Now, if you're only hearing the audio, everybody agrees it's much more exciting and easier to follow on video. There's nothing to it. Just go to YouTube and type in The Money Man Report. You'll see that QR code and the link right there for that free workshop. And by the way, if you subscribe, you'll be personally notified every time we produce a new video. So we'll see you next time. If you missed anything, all this info resides in one place where Dan Frischberg lives. The address is themoneyman.com. It's all one word, themoneyman.com.